The latest headlines in the Ivy League, covered through exclusive interviews right now. From campus to campus, go around the Ancient Eight with Brian Seltzer, Thursdays on the Ivy League Digital Network. Basketball.
Starting this week on Old Nassau in the Garden State. Earlier this month, the Princeton Tigers, with a really determined, hard-fought come-from-behind victory in their Ivy League opener versus the Penn Quakers. Then, for about 2 weeks, not seen or heard from. They were back in action versus Rowan on Sunday. Derek Jones calls Princeton's games on the Ivy League Digital Network and GoPrincetonTigers.tv. Derek, 96-48, pretty convincing win for the Tigers, but how do they look seeing them for the first time in about 14 days?
A little bit of a slow start for them on Sunday in the first couple of minutes of the game, but once they got going, it was smooth sailing for them. So I think, when you have that layoff after finals and things like that, it can be difficult for you because I think it takes a little bit to get going energy-wise, and once they got the scent, they were in pretty good shape from there.
Most of the regulars, Derek, didn't log a ton of minutes versus Rowan, and when you think of the Princeton regulars, obviously Spencer Weiss, one of the first names that comes to mind, the reigning Ivy League Rookie of the Year. But how about Henry Caruso? Last he played in an Ivy League game, a total breakout performance, 23 points against the Penn Quakers. Where did he come from, and what were the expectations for him coming into this season?
I think they looked at Caruso as a contributor off the bench, but I don't think anyone saw this type of roller coaster ride that he's been on. He really had a coming out party against UTEP, had 15 points against them. After that, he kind of got an opportunity because of Stephen Cook falling ill during one of their games, and as a result came in, put in 14 points, 14 minutes, and from there, he had the big game against Penn, and played well on Sunday against Rowan. So I think he's a guy, if they can, kind of harness him, because he's one of those high energy guys. But, as long as they can get him in the right frame of mind, I think he's going to be a great consistent addition to this bench.
Princeton Tigers have the Harvard Crimson up first on Friday, then the Dartmouth Big Green on Saturday. Derek Jones will be calling all the action on the Ivy League Digital Network for GoPrincetonTigers.tv. Derek, thanks for a couple minutes.
No problem. Thank you, Brian. Always a pleasure.
Over now to New Haven, Connecticut. Yale women's basketball on a terrific roll, winners of 4 in a row, and this in the aftermath of losing their top scorer, their senior captain and leader, Sarah Haligian, to a season-ending ACL injury. Following Yale women's basketball all season long on the Ivy League Digital Network is Charles Condro. Charles, who has stepped up to get Yale going at such a critical juncture of the season in the absence of Haligian?
You're not going to have one player who's going to be able to step up and take her place. So it's really been by committee that this team has stepped up, and it's been a different Bulldog each and every night. This past weekend against Brown, Emmy Allen, for instance, comes in and scores a career-high 17. If I'm going to look at one person on this squad that's really stepped up, it's going to be the freshman guard, Tamara Simpson. She's started the last 6 games, is second on the team, averaging just around 9 points a game. But what she's really done is taken up the defensive presence that Haligian had. She's had 3 steals in her past 3 games, so she's really replaced that defensive prowess that Haligian had.
A lot of promise, Charles, surrounding Simpson, and she's a part of this young, budding nucleus as a freshman. How would you describe the style of play that Yale has with such a young group and the identity that they're starting to forge at this stage of the season?
Well, this is definitely a young team. It's dealing with a lot of adversity. With Haligian gone, it's a team without any seniors, and so they've really had to play tough, or bulldogish, if you'll excuse my pun. What they've really done is they've taxed the glass, and they've really stepped up their defensive pressure on the ball. So they've been able to grind out some games. Hasn't always been pretty, but they're undefeated in 2015, so they've really been able to step up and get those games that aren't that pretty.
Excellent pun and excellent insight from Charles Condro of the Ivy League Digital Network, announcing Yale women's basketball this season. Charles, appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
And that'll do it for this week's edition of Around the Ancient Eight. To stay up to date on all the latest news surrounding the conference, be sure to log on to ivyleaguesports.com or ivyleaguedigitalnetwork.com.
This has been Around the Ancient Eight, highlighting headlines from the Ivy League. Check out new episodes premiering Thursdays on the Ivy League Digital Network.